we are back. Challenge number 2, 10 days, reaching out to 10 brands. Our plan is to acquire 2 new clients by the end of this quarter. We're currently in Europe, 1 a.m. my time, Eastern time. Currently it's about 7 p.m. So had to make a push. I just came back from a conference.
You've reached the cell phone of Breaking Cook.
Cold calling sucks. In short, we're pivoting. For 45 days, we tried cold calling, running ads, and creating content. Did we end up landing a new client? The answer was no. Here's everything that we learned. So we are back for challenge number 2. Last time we did this, we did outreach for 5 brands for a period of 10 days. This time around, we're gonna be doing 10 brands for a period of 10 days. Our plan is to acquire 2 new clients by the end of this quarter. Today marks day 1. It is April 28th, and we're gonna be doing a little bit of a warm up. So my plan is to just do a simple outreach through LinkedIn. I'm gonna go ahead and click connect. Add a little note, calling them by name, a little bit of a recognition for what they've done with their specific brand. Try to bring our referral as quickly as possible. Also give them kind of like a hint of what we do, and then just asking that I would love to connect. Worth mentioning that what we are doing is kind of like sniper outreach.
Snipers use it for night vision.
We have very specific guidelines and requirements that we want to make sure our clients have before we even reach out to them. That being said, we're ready for day number 1. Let's get it. What I decided to do today was identify the list of the 10 brands that I would like to reach out to. I personally work with brands after they go on Shark Tank. I've already kind of like prepared the 3 people that we're gonna be contacting and the message. I took the time to personalize each of those notes. The following step is to pick up the phone and call them and really make an offer to them that they will feel stupid saying no to. Today I was feeling a little bit conflicted. Something in the back of my head keeps telling me that I need to focus on being able to figure out a way to get clients to come to us inbound. So I spent like 30-45 minutes today literally going step by step on our last client, like how we acquire them and all the steps that we took and all the touches that we did, and literally was 10 steps and a time span of about 8 months. When I used to work at Accenture, there was this book right here called Let's Get Real or Let's Not Play, and it was developed by this guy that was in consulting. He used to train all the salespeople at Accenture, and in there he has a bunch of like nuggets of information. The one that I wanted to point out is this one right here. So how do we generate a new business in a way that avoids agony and produces good results? The real secret is to get people to call us. So far, out of the 3 days, we've sent about 5 invitations. No one has accepted them. I'm just seeing it as a sign that maybe it makes sense for me to switch my approach. That's where my head is at. I'm still gonna be sending the messages, and we're gonna continue to go from there. There it is. This will be number 1, number 2, and then number 3. We decided to go the old way today, the traditional. I just came back from a conference. It's called Carb Basel. I had the chance to connect and, in a way, outreach for potential brands. It's kind of like the perfect spot to talk to other founders. Actually, I made about 5 different connections today that I believe could potentially lead to something. Very valuable experience, and I have to say, I like to do in person a lot more than, online DMs, LinkedIn, or picking up the phone. So I'll try my best to do more of these in-person stuff and keep you posted. It's about 9 p.m. Sorry about that. I ate on my desk for dinner a little bit ago. Keeping it real, I guess. For this one in particular, I actually ordered the product in a way to understand like the quality and also to see does it make sense for us to work together. It's an idea that I've been applying lately, and I'm about to send a quick LinkedIn message. Boom. Day 5. Day number 6 out of the 10-day challenge, and our goal today is to make a cold call. And so I spend a little bit of time today just prepping for it. I want to make sure that when I do talk to these founders, I am in a place of knowledge, right? Like the more information that I have in my head about them, the quicker I can find connections that can allow them to feel like I can see how this guy knows about my brand, or I can relate to this guy. I've already tried connecting with them via LinkedIn. They haven't approved my node yet, but I'm gonna still use that as a segue into the conversation. So yeah, a couple reminders that I'm telling myself. Nothing is that important, and yeah, we're all gonna die at some point, and so that takes away the fear really quickly. Another quick reminder that I've been running through is go for the no. How can I get a no as quickly as possible so that I can move on to the next thing? And so that being said, no more to wait. Let's go into day number 6. We're calling. It's ringing. This is the moment that I dread the most. It forces you to be vulnerable, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I called twice with no luck. Then I tried again the next day.
You've reached the cell phone of Ray Cook. Leave me a message.
All right, so we went for 2 calls. It is the correct number. For some reason, they're not picking up the phone though. What we are gonna be doing instead is just following up with this lead via email and SMS. And then from there, just look to develop the relationship. So I'm using the order number as the subject line. It has worked in the past. This is an example of a previous one. So again, day 7, sending it now. Cool. Day number 8, I'm actually at a lounge because we're about to, we're gonna be traveling for the next few days. It's basically who we're contacting, and this is the email we're gonna be sending, and yeah, sent. So now we can mark this as done. Cool, day number 8. Came for a friend's wedding in Italy and just arrived. It's about 6:30 p.m. this time, which is about Eastern time, 12 at noon. We're still doing the challenge today, and you know, we cannot miss it. If I were to miss one single day, I have to pay $100 to my coach, and then my accountability partner, and then on top of it, I have to do 3 kind of like contact outreach the next day. For this particular brand, I actually just received the product from them. I've really been loving that because it gives me a really good perspective of like the quality of the product, and I'm kind of like a big fan of like, you know, your best salespeople are your customers. I'm gonna be sending a LinkedIn message to them. It's basically 3 members, 3 co-founders, and so I'm reaching out to one of them today. Day number 9. So today is day number 10 out of the 10-day challenge. It's Friday. Looking back, you know, for the past 10 days, my main outcome is to be able to hear no from as many founders as possible, right? I was reflecting and realized like I haven't gotten a single no because I haven't gotten myself through them completely. And I do want to hear no. Like, it's not just contacting them, it's like hearing no from them. And so I've decided to extend this challenge, and instead of making it 10 days, I'm going to be making it however long it takes. I'm putting myself a timeline of another week at least, max 2 more weeks, where my goal is to actually get a no from each of those contacts that I tried making. Once I hear no, then I can move on. Right, let's send this thing. Cool, day 10. We are back. It's Tuesday, May 13, 1 a.m. my time. We're currently in Europe, Amsterdam, and working from here. Even though I'm on these hours, I'm technically still working Eastern time. Eastern time, currently it's about 7 p.m. So I had to make a push. On a good side, on the good news, there's this one brand. I recently bought their product and I'm a big fan of it. The founder, I reached out to 2 of them and one of them got back to me. Seems like he's pretty busy right now, and he asked me to reach out in like about, you know, a month or 2. So I'm gonna get back to him actually with an offer and then see how it goes. I've crafted the email. I really wanted to make something that was going to connect with them and something that was gonna really be like a irresistible offer basically. A couple frameworks that I use to do this is the ACA by Alex Hormozi, which is whenever someone replies to you, you compliment what they said to, and then you ask another question that leads them to your offer. I had to do 2 or 3 iterations of the email until I finally got to a place where I was happy. We're clicking send now. Day number 11. Today's day number 12. We actually heard back from the founder that we reached out yesterday, and we got our first no, which is a good thing in my opinion. Like I said at the beginning of this challenge, the goal is to get 5 no's from 5 different brands or 10 no's from 10 different brands. It's either yes or no. What we don't want is to have like a maybe or no response. So I've been really pushing to get the no, and that's exactly what we got from this founder. They just said, hey, listen, I'm happy with my current service provider. So I'm responding back, kind of like agreeing with them and stating how we're not trying to take the role of your current service provider on that area. We can come in and actually add a lot more value and work with them instead of, you know, removing them for us to come in. It probably took like about an hour to 45 minutes to respond to this email in a way that I would kind of like do if I was in person with this prospect. And I also decided to add a picture or an image of a use case, a really strong use case that we have that shows, you know, what we're capable of doing. So hopefully this founder will see that and say, okay, I have nothing to lose and everything to gain, and give us a shot. Here's the email. Here's the image that I'm referring to that shows the results, and we're clicking send. All right, cool. Day number 12. Today is the 27th. I took basically about a 2-week break as I was trying to figure out what the new strategy was gonna be. A lot of the strategy here is doing cold and warm outreach in order to get clients. And to be fully transparent, like having to offer your services for free and still getting rejected because other people don't really see the value behind it sucks, right? I'm deciding to pivot a little bit, and what I've decided to do is to focus and put all the same effort, time, research, and everything that I was putting to contact these founders or brand owners into producing content for them to come to us. Part of my 90-day challenge is to basically get clients that come to us from inbound. They find out about us, they understand what we do, they like exactly what we do, and they see the value and they want to work with us. While I am not planning to fully stop the other thing, I want to put 80-90% of my focus on creating content that will share insights and value to founders that will find it valuable ideally, and then they'll come to us. I plan on making one video and putting it on LinkedIn. So stay tuned, and I look forward to sharing the good news. This is like the ad account for LinkedIn. Basically, we decided to run ads here. We spent about $350 and we ran this for about a week. And so our traffic here, I'll show like the ad that we had, and it was going to basically a sign up page where they needed to put the email, and what we would do was send them a sequence of emails, 5 days emails right after, teaching them a little bit about our approach and how we go about getting client results, with the intention of them saying, okay, I agree with this, I align with this, let's potentially work together. But you know, from the $350 that we spent, like the click-through rate on the ads that we were running was very, very low. So basically we spent $350, get 0 leads from this effort. Do LinkedIn ads work? I believe the answer is yes. We just weren't willing to invest longer than a week and longer, and you know, a lot more of a budget to really make it work. We decided to shift gears a little bit and make content to attract leads instead. In the past, I've tried making content on different platforms, but nothing consistent. And the reason why that was because we didn't really have a system in place. So the challenge that I decided to do was for 30 days, my goal was to post 1 video every Monday through Friday. So that's a total of 20 videos at the end of a 1 month. I understand that organic content is more like a long-term play. It takes a bit more time to get traction from it, maybe potentially 60, 90 days. A few of the things that we needed to put in place in order to make this work was basically we said, let's just apply the same thing that we do for our clients. Let's just treat me and content that we're gonna be putting out there as if I was a client for the business. Those were the biggest things, like really having a system in place, like in order to go through pre-production, in order to go to production, which is the filming, and then the post-production. There were some times where filming a video took, one single video to produce it took 3 to 5 hours for like a 30-second video. Other times it was much quicker than that. Definitely having a team in place that can help with the pre-production, the ideation and validation of that, the production, which is when I record, and then the post-production, which is like a team of editors that can then handle it, made it a lot easier. And since I had already kind of like created that for our clients, it was much easier for me to plug myself into it. This is kind of like the flow that we have in Notion, which allows us to keep track of everything. And so whenever we come up with an idea, we basically go here, write it down, then we develop that idea a little bit more, like exactly what are we gonna talk about. Then it's usually here when I'm gonna film it. And like I said, like the recording and putting the phone in front of the camera while I'm on a call with our team members was the biggest hack ever. In here, basically you can see all of the videos that we posted for a period of 30 days. And if you count them all, it's about 20 videos. There's some that got quite a bit of traction and reactions. There's some that didn't get anything at all. And our intention here is to like just study the ones that work so that we can double down on those. Everything that we did here was basically talking about problems that we solve for our clients, or either our clients or ourselves, and then just sharing that, hoping that people will find it valuable. Ultimately, you know, if I go back from the time that we started posting to the end of June, this is the number of impressions that our content got, which is about 1,000% better than the previous time when I was posting, you know, basically nothing. We reached about 2,000 people. The audience is the total number of followers that we have on LinkedIn. It grew by about 2%. And you can see right here, like, the number of new followers that were getting produced during that window of time. Overall, I'll say that the results were very solid, but when it comes down to organic, what I'm realizing, the biggest learnings that we got from it was that, number one, it takes anywhere between 60 to 90 days to see any traction. Number two, you need to invite people to then like engage with you. Otherwise, like, it might never come. So basically the end of the quarter is here, and I wanted to share my learnings. Did we end up landing a new client due to our acquisition efforts? The answer was no. After basically 45 days of like going pretty hard, to be honest, between cold outreach or just overall warm outreach, cold outreach, outbound, basically inbound, running paid ads, creating organic content, we ended up getting zero new ideal clients. I would say that during this period of time, we talked to a few more people than we would have otherwise. They were just not a fit. And so I think the biggest thing that I learned this quarter was balancing out outreach when it comes down to inbound and outbound. Inbound definitely takes longer to develop, and my intention is to continue to double down on it, to get it to a point where it starts to work, what we can call like building a brand. And we plan on, again, merging both of the efforts, inbound, outbound, and not stopping until we land a new client, ideal client. I think it would also attract team members, right, that are aligned with what we do. And so it goes beyond just clients. So that's what we plan on doubling down on for Q3 in order to have more options. So yeah, thanks for watching the journey, and yeah, just trying to keep it real.